G'day everyone, welcome back to TNT Footy season 2026.
Footy's back, baby. Weekends are sorted again.
The AFL season is here and we are pumped to have a massive year for you guys this year.
We've got plenty of things in store for the show, but we're going to be starting with our focus reviews on the matches for the critical moments that actually matter.
We are introducing our monthly TNT interviews where we're talking to people all across the AFL land.
With coaches, community figures, and hopefully a few AFL stars.
Also content creators and other people who are heavily involved in footy.
And something we're brand new this season we're really excited about, TNT Street Talk.
We'll be heading out to games, local footy grounds and events.
To talk to the people that really matter, the AFL fans.
We want to hear your opinions, your predictions, anything footy related live on the show.
And don't worry, if you don't come to us, we'll come to you.
And this season we're also reintroducing Who Am I? So each week I'll give you clues where you will then comment your guesses in the live chat. Across the course of the season, your winning points will be tallied up. Whoever has the most points at the end of the season will get a TNT prize.
Welcome to Moisey's Minute, where we're getting even more controversial this year. Lucky we're here at the home of Collingwood because they're the first cab off the rank. I've got Collingwood sliding out of the top 10 this year. Look out.
I'll be running our viewers' questions this year. Sorry, Taz. Hot takes, predictions, trade talk, and anything sent in by you. So I'm looking forward to all your questions this year.
More footy.
More interactions.
And now, more fans than ever before.
Or two.
Welcome to TNT Footy, Season 26.
Ahoy, hoy. Welcome, everyone. What's going on, boys?
Welcome. Not much. How are we all?
Good. I have to apologise. My laptop's on the fritz. I hope you can hear me okay, but my camera's sort of cutting in and out. So,
yeah, we've had to deal with this for like 3 years, Tazzy. You've been telling me that you're getting a PC, you're getting a new laptop for 3.5 years now, and we're still putting up with it.
We're still
yeah,
waiting.
mate. All my spare cash is going into CoachLinker at the moment, so
Okay.
I think that's more important.
Well, we're business write-off. CoachLinker can buy you a new laptop.
That's right. That's right. G'day, Turtle.
And maybe a light as well.
Yes, I do need to put a light in. So does Todd. Todd looks like he's sitting on
I
the dark.
turn one on. I don't know.
It's get you under the bed. You got to put it on your face.
I'm in the light now. I'm there.
Haven't we got a good show lined up tonight? So, excuse me, got our round review. We've got Coach Linker's controversial call, which is slightly shortened tonight, Todd, so no ranting.
It is not shortened. It is a big one tonight. So there's no controversial call. You can cut some of this next round review or something out, but this controversial is going off tonight.
No, mate, you clearly didn't read the agenda. You haven't got long at all because we have our first special guest of 2026, who is Matt from the Footy Couple. We're actually not doing our round reviews for next round. We're going to submit our lit tips later on. We've got a shortened viewers' questions as well. Then we're going to touch on our Sober 26 and finish off with a Who Am I? So I'm assuming you didn't read those messages, Todd.
No, so his laptop's broken. He's trying to silence me on the show. There's everything going on.
Oh, mate. Look, because we do have a lot to get into, what's that? I can hear Taz fine, just lag of about 45 seconds. Pretty much, mate. I might actually play around with my video settings in a second, but we're going to get straight into it tonight because we've got a big show. G'day, George. And Todd, we're going to start with your game review, please.
Game review. We're right off the bat. Well, I had Hawthorn Sydney back all the way on Thursday when we can't really remember what football was. But, well, we get right into it. Sydney, they look terrible without Goulden. There was no speed, no ball movement, no pace. They did in the first quarter for a little bit. Then they got fumbly again. And then they played right into Hawthorn's style with the long bombs down the line where Hawthorn took over 15 intercept marks, and you can't let Hawthorn do that. If you're going to let Hawthorn intercept mark, that's where they get their football from, the run off the halfback. The speed, the pace, and then their forwards just run back inside 50. So if you're going to bomb it long, that's exactly what they want. Hawthorn look good. Their defence looks solid. taking those intercept marks and then a bit of run. Need to get a bit more accurate on the scoreboard, and this game should have probably been 6-7 goals, not 17 points. I reckon maybe 10 goals, close to the 10-goal mark. But how bad does Sydney look without Gordon?
They do. They were a bit messy. On my notes here, I'll just quickly read them out. Hawthorn's win was built on opportunity, finishing with 12 more scoring shots despite the inaccuracy in front of goal. Jack Gunston proved the difference up forward, kicking 4 goals, including two clutch majors in the final term that ultimately sealed the result. Sydney had their own standout performance, with Callum Mills racking up 29 disposals and Chad Warner adding 27 disposals and a goal through the midfield. The Swans did a one-stage hold a 20-point lead, but Hawthorn's pressure and persistence, led by players like Dylan Moore with 3 goals and Dry Newcomb's strong inside work, helped swing the momentum back their way in what was a tight contested game throughout.
So we've got just Tiger Time here saying and Heaney, but I don't think they miss Heaney as much. See, Gordon's the one that takes them back through the guts, hits those targets, gets the run from behind going, and gets them moving the ball quicker, which they had to move the ball quicker on this game. A lot better, because you've got to get past Hawthorn's defence.
Yes.
What about Charlie Curnow's impact or lack of the last couple of weeks? Do you think it's just a matter of getting confident with the way the ball is moved at Sydney? Because I saw on First Crack last night, and I love First Crack, David King or Lee Montagna pointed out that he's actually not starting in the right position when he's against his defender. He's actually starting out a little bit and not using his body and getting shoved underneath it too easy.
Yes.
And I was going to bring this up too. He's playing a bit of a decoy role too, but he's suffering from Sydney phobia, I'm going to call it. At Carlton, he was getting these free kicks that he's no longer getting at Sydney. If you watch these contests and you compare them to when he was at Carlton, he was getting free kicks at the G. He's not getting them at the SCG.
He was first game when I watched it.
So if you watch last game, he got manhandled and butchered.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Maybe they're just cracking down on it.
Manhandled and butchered compared to when he played. Like, he used to get some soft free kicks at Carlton.
Yeah.
Maybe he got used to getting those soft free kicks and that. But anyway, what they need to do next week, and Sydney, easy one, just need a bit of run from half back. They just need to take off. They need more ball movement, speed on the game, which we've come to love. And Hawthorn just do what they did, just clog it up and get them to kick long.
Hawthorn are starting to hit their straps. I know we're only 3 rounds in, or technically 3 rounds in. But yeah, definitely Sydney are going to have a pretty big hole to fill with Errol. And I don't think they've got a player that's going to be able to do it. They're going to need the whole team to step up.
Well, they do, but they've got to sacrifice their defence. So Larky's got to become that player. Oh, not Larky, sorry. Blakey.
Yep.
Blakey off half back. Now, he's a defensive half-back runner, and he runs when they're on attack. But I reckon we need to move him into the midfield to play the Gordon role on the wing, and say, don't worry about a player, you just go and run, and you link up and you carve through the midfield. Now, it's going to hurt their defence a little bit, but I think that's easier to cover than the Gordon role is.
Yeah, because Lizard could probably do that.
Yeah, Lizard can do the role. He's got a beautiful kick. He can run all day. He's quick. I can see him taking on that Gordon role.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great call, to be honest. I think one of the best things from this game was the fact that there was no injuries this week.
Yes.
In the one game.
Yeah, I said this game.
Such a bit of wood. But also with these two, you look at Essendon, long bombs down the line. You look at Sydney, long bombs down the line. There's one thing you can't do about Hawthorn. Long bomb down the line. So
I was actually quite surprised how good Guinea played as well. Like, it was a bit quiet in the first half, but in that second half, he really opened up, and I think he got about 18 or something disposals in that second half.
He'd be one of the top players at Collingwood if he was still there.
Yeah. Oh,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
He would.
That's not going to like that, mate. Look at this. You're going to have to put up signs. I can murder in chat.
We're looking for content, aren't we?
We'll swap signs for the night.
Oh, goodness. Good review there, Moisty. I liked it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Eggy's up next.
All right, moving into Friday night's game, we had Adelaide and the Doggies in Adelaide Oval. The Dogs just held on in a pretty hectic game against the Crows, winning a tight one after Adelaide came flying late. It was one of those matches where momentum kept swinging, and honestly, it looked like the Crows were going to pinch it at the end. but the Bulldogs found a way with a bit of random hero stepping up with it when it mattered most. Adelaide had their chances and probably should have done more early, but left themselves too much to do late. Once they got going, they looked dangerous, but the Dogs' defence held up under pressure. In the end, it was just one of those close games where a couple of moments decided everything. Bulldogs did enough, Crows nearly stole it, and it finished as a bit of a thriller rather than a blowout. The final score was Bulldogs 14-10-94, defeated the Crows 13-10-88. Just a 6-point margin in a proper nail-biter. Marcus Bontempelli had 2 disposals and a goal. Did his usual thing and controlled the midfield. Joel Fraser, 3 goals and 24 disposals. Arguably the best on ground with impact both ways. My best on ground was the moustache himself, Oscar Baker, kicking the first and the stealer at the end of the game. He ended the game with 3. Big Tex Walker had 3 goals, the Adelaide scoring, and kept them in it. The team dominance with key stats like disposals were 382 to 336 for the Dogs' ways and clearances 36 to 31, which is a big reason why they held on.
I like it. It was a cracking game.
It was
a great
sensational game. Both those games were actually pretty good.
I don't know if it's the Adelaide condition, but when they went quick and moved the ball, they look all over the Dogs. But they did it for a quarter and a half.
Yeah,
I don't understand. It's like we were on St Kilda about this last year and the year before, how they go quick. I don't know if teams can do it for that long. Is that where Adelaide can't keep it up for that long or not? But when they get going, I don't know why they just slow back into that kick backwards style of footy.
Well, the Dogs are forcing them into that game style because if you look at the game style that the Dogs play, they play a slingshot essentially because that's becoming the most popular game style. They force teams to go long down the line. They spoil it to a contest if they don't intercept market, and then they just handball, and go change angles as they run down the field. And Dogs have been trying to play this style for the past 2 to 4 years. It's just now it looks like it's actually clicking.
Yes.
Now that everyone's trying to do it.
Exactly right. Now, there were a couple of injuries from this game. One of them was pretty significant for Calamarchi. Looks like he will be missing a couple of months, unfortunately. That was it.
Libba, mate. You're forgetting the star Bulldog.
Yes. That only came out today, didn't it?
Well, Libba's pulled a string. He'll be gone for a month too.
Add him to the list.
Yeah, but this is coming up in the controversial call. We've got this ready to go. Yeah.
Remember your time limit.
We've got to save it for then.
All right, to wrap things up. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say, Taz?
So I was just going to say Tiger Time, it's exactly the same as Bulldogs there, where it plays in the Hawks' favour to just dump kick the footy. That's exactly what Dogs are doing to teams as well, forcing them to make that dump kick.
Beautiful. All right, to wrap things up, Adelaide for Geelong next week. The midfield got smashed early. The Dogs dominated clearances 129-67 and inside 50s 163-107. That's basically why Adelaide were chasing all night. They need to bring more heat at stoppages, especially early, not just in bursts. They need to start the game better, where they were second to the ball for most of the match and only came alive late. You can't spot a team that much control and expect to win. 4-quarter consistency, they nearly pulled off a comeback huge last quarter, but good teams don't rely on that. Defensive pressure, the Dogs had way too much entries going forward that put your defense under constant stress. Their composure in big moments, they actually hit the lead late, then lost it again. That's game management. Just need to steady the clutches at the moment. The conclusion is they're close, just need to be switched on early and let teams control the game first. Now for the Bulldogs, they've got the Buyers and they've got the Bombers, so there should be a pretty good run by the look of it. Their leading momentum slipped. They controlled most of the game. They nearly choked it late. Good teams shut that down early instead of hanging on. The game management, when Adelaide surged, the Dogs looked a bit panicky. Need to slow it down, control possession, and kill the clock better. Defensive lapse late. The Crows got repeat inside 50s in the last quarter and almost stole it. The structure and communication dropped for under pressure. The conclusion is they're a better team. Just finish it properly. If they can clean that up, then they win those games comfortably instead of making it stressful. And we lost Taz.
And we've lost Taz. All right. That's all. We'll go on to the next game. We'll have a quick go while Tazzy's not here. Richmond Gold Coast.
Yep, Gold Coast dominated territory and ball movement, linking uncontested marks for smooth transitions. Ben King kicked 7 goals. Took Miller had 31 disposals, while Joel Jeffrey and Brody Ewell excelled. Richmond won clearances 38-27, but couldn't convert them. Injuries affected key players, Gold Coast Track, and Richmond's Tom Lynch and Toby Nankervis.
Well, this was the hamstring game. There's three strings going down in this one, but that was a smash, and we knew Gold Coast were going to do that, and Richmond actually held on better than I thought they would.
And Ben King's kick 7 goals puts his form on top for the Coleman medal race. So I think he's out in front by 2 against.
Yeah, he's a couple key, 3 clear, I think.
Yeah,
hasn't had many touches though.
He doesn't need touches, mate. 6 handballs.
They don't need touches when he scored 42 points.
I mentioned that on last week's show. He is maximum impact for minimal touches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next game after that was GWS St Kilda. I didn't see much of this, but it turned out to be a thrill in the end.
It did. St Kilda edged out GWS 78-74 in a thrilling match. The Saints led for much of the day thanks to early pressure and accurate kicking before the Giants mounted a strong late surge. Mason Wood impressed with boundary goal celebration, while Clayton Oliver sparked GWS's late charge with a big finish. The game was delayed before the start by lightning and went down to the wire, with St Kilda holding on for the 4-point victory.
I like how Todd says he didn't see much of it. We watched that at my place on Saturday.
No, we missed the last quarter. We were.
Yeah, you did.
We were driving into Egi's birthday dinner, and
we were. We watched most of it though. That's fun.
We saw it at halftime, but the first half there was nothing really going on. It was just playing kick.
Gonna have to start calling Egi the stats man, by the way.
Yeah. Then we've got Fremantle, Melbourne. We'll try and push through these because we've got a big show and they're trying to silence my Moisties minute. But...
Fremantle's Dockers thumped the Melbourne Demons 118-70, dominating from the first quarter with 7 goals opening burst, and a powerful third quarter blew them away. Fremantle's Josh Tracy starred with 4 goals. Andrew Brayshaw had 39 disposals, and Fremantle's speed, clean ball use, and forward pressure were keys in convincing win at Optus Stadium. Beautiful.
Oh, Tazzies.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
That's okay. You don't want to see this. You don't want to see this ugly mug anyway. But now I just want to point out to something underneath my name this week. I've tried to change it up every week. What are your thoughts?
Better coach than Brad Scott, is that what you're saying?
Well, he's been to a prelim, mate, so I don't know. You've never been to a prelim?
I have indeed. Just not playing. All right, so what we've got here is I reviewed the Port and the Bombers game. Now, Port Adelaide were just too clean and too composed for Essendon, and the difference really came down to ball use and decision-making. Early on, Georgiadis could have had a massive start. He had multiple shots in the first few minutes, but only kicked 1. So he was 1 goal 2 at one stage within like 6 minutes. It didn't matter too much, though, because Port's midfield got on top very quickly. Zach Butters was elite. His kicking was on another level, hitting targets others just can't. Maybe Dacos. And even in tight, his hands were all class. He was well supported by Horn Francis, who went forward and kicked 3 goals, including 2 set shots from really tough angles. The difference. So Port's ball movement was the standout to me. They were changing angles, lowering the eyes inside 50, and they were moving the ball coast to coast. Essendon, on the other hand, just kept dump kicking it. So bombing it down the line, bombing it inside 50, and that played straight into Port's hands, which allowed Ulia and Radigalia to just pick up everything. Essendon's issues. So there are a few big concerns for the Bombers. The disposal is poor and really hurt them. Their forward entries lack structure. Their ruck situation's a real issue, in my opinion, until they can get Nick Bryan back. So Blackiston, to me, and again, this is just my opinion, he looked a lot more comfortable as a defender last year as he did in the ruck, although he did get better as sort of the third and fourth quarters went on. But he gave them that run and carry last year from the back line, and you kind of saw that in patches towards the end of the game, but I just feel that him and Mackay down back could make a really good combination because I don't rate Zach Reid. Even when Essendon lifted, especially in the third, when they did win the clearances and brought pressure, they just could not capitalise. Positives, so to their credit, Essendon did have patches. Caddy looked dangerous every time he went near the ball, and it looked like something was going to happen. He did miss a couple. He did kick a couple, but he did miss one from right in front. and he just didn't get enough of it to actually impact the game consistently. That was a key moment. Caddy missing from right in front, but I actually have the biggest moment is the massive concern with Connor Rozee going down with a hamstring injury. So it's been confirmed he's going to be out for a couple of months as well. Final take, Port were just too good. They played with confidence, took the game on, and exposed Essendon's structure. Thoughts?
No, well, I just thought this looked like under-17 side playing an AFL side. It looked disgraceful football. Port were too quick, too clean. And we're learning teams, as soon as they start kicking long, you cannot win games of football this year kicking long. I reckon I've seen 5 teams throw games away just bombing long to contest.
Yeah. It gets turned over too easy. What I had was Jason Horne-Francis added 3 goals to the standout display, while Lear was a rock in defence. Essendon had a few contributors, including Nate Caddy for 4 goals. Injuries didn't help either side, with Rozee, Mason Redmond, and Dyson Sharp all going down. It was a big win for the new coach, Josh Carr, while pressure continues to mount for Brad Scott.
Yeah, 100%. And Tiger Times just got there. He saw me in Pommy in Oz's channel, and I said the exact same thing about Blackiston. And Pommy actually agreed with me, and he's got a very good footy brain.
Yes, he does.
So what needs to improve? So Port, they need to keep taking the game on. They need to continue changing angles and hit up targets inside 50 and using flair. But the biggest thing, they're going to have to try and cover Rozee, because that's a huge loss for them. Yeah. Really big loss. Now for Essendon, stop bombing the freaking ball. Just stop dump kicking it. Put Blackiston down back. And bring Vicentini in, or play someone else in the ruck if they've got anyone until Brian gets back, and improve defensive accountability, because the way that they're structuring up in defense at the moment is just not working. There are pockets of space everywhere, and Port Adelaide really made that clear by their little chipping around and being able to go into forward 50 so easily.
Well, I had what Essendon needs to do is go back to the VFL. I think that's the only way to win the game this year is if they play VFL football.
100% Tiger Time. I can't remember which chat I put it in, but I said that Essendon need to shut up shop down here, move themselves up to Northern Territory, become the Tiwi Bombers, retrain, and then get back into the AFL that way.
No, you're never going to. They're too big. They're too big. They're one of the big 4. If any team was going to do it, it had to be North to Tassie. I'm still spewing they didn't take that move. But Essendon will never leave.
So,
sorry.
Just quickly, George, will the Bombers keep Scott? I've heard a rumour about Hurd coming in. I've heard that off multiple, that if Scott's gone, Hurd's in.
Well, Sheedy wanted Hurd. He didn't want Scott. He wanted Hurd to begin with, and apparently a few of the other board members did too. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It is going to be interesting. Now, Moisey, you might want to turn your headset off for this one, because we're going to dive into the West Coast North Melbourne quickly.
Yeah, I went for a run during this one. I went for an 8K run. So
it was an inspired West Coast Eagles who snapped a 14-game losing streak, storming back from 30 points down to defeat North Melbourne Kangaroos by 17 points at Optus Stadium. The Eagles exploded with an 8-goal third quarter, showcasing their exciting young core and a relentless pressure. Harley Reid and Elliot Yeo led the charge, while multiple young players chipped in crucial goals. North threatened late, cutting the margin to 11, but West Coast steadied with Milan Murdoch sealing the win in his first victory in 10 months, and a strong sign for progress for the rebuilding side.
Well, it just shows North's two sides too. Their good's really good, and their bad is woeful.
Yeah, I think North went in with a bit of arrogance, thinking that it was just going to happen, to be honest. And then when Eagles put the pressure on and lifted from the second quarter onwards, I think they just put way too much pressure onto North. They started to panic, and then the old North came out. But Eagles did play very well. Their ball movement was electric, to use your term, Moisty.
Yeah, well, young kids get confidence. North did it against Port last week, and once you get a bit of confidence, you get the ball rolling.
Richmond nearly did it against Carlton again this year. They did it last year. They nearly did it.
Should have done it this year. If it was young kids, they would have done it. But they had a senior forward that couldn't kick.
Who's also out with a hamstring.
Who shouldn't come back. Let's just put it that way. It should be just stay out.
He was all right. All right, Moisty, we're going to move across to your controversial calls, sponsored by CoachLinker.
Controversial call is proudly brought to you by CoachLinker. If you're a coach, want to be a coach, or a club looking for a coach, this platform is for you. Check them out in the links below. I think we had them there. So I'm just blasting the media today. These stop overhyping these hamstring injuries. They're bullshits. We have injuries all the time. Could come down to multiple things: lack of conditioning, lack of pre-season training, lack of everything. You can't just blame the new style of game. The pace of the new style is how I like it. I like the new football. I hear a lot of people like the new football. It's not going anywhere. So we need to work on strengthening coaches, all that mumbo jumbo. They're paid pretty well. Just become a 5-day-a-week job now. You just sit there, train, play. Like, you've got to keep your body conditioned. You've got to be a professional. We can't be blaming the new rules. And the players wouldn't be blaming the new rules. The players know they're professionals. The players know that. So if they just keep overhyping this, the game's going to change again and we're all not going to love it. So I'm telling the media just to fuck off and leave it alone. That's the shortened version because I wasn't allowed to rant.
I love it.
Last thing, injuries happened and let's just not make a big deal of them.
Yeah, I do agree with you 100%. But we know what the media do. The media have to have a story, otherwise they've got no jobs themselves.
Yes.
So it's something that they've always done. It's something that they're always going to do. Even when it's a small issue, they blow it out of proportion and then it becomes a big issue because of all the attention it's getting.
Yeah, yep. And I know we had a few hammies, but if you look at the hammies, they're all older players that aren't conditioned to the new style of football.
Yes.
You don't see the younger kids tweaking these hammies because they've grown up conditioning to this new style. So once we get that transition to the new blokes, I don't think we'll get them.
Agreed. Hey, just actually, I'll ask this question when our guest comes on. Actually, he's just sent us a message privately. And I want to discuss that with him.
All right.
Guest on.
Love it. So before we bring him in, tonight's special guest is Matt from the Footy Couple. So check them out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. They're a channel for all things AFL, from memes, opinions, top fives, AFL 26 gaming, and more. Check out the links in the description below.
And without further ado, here he comes. Welcome, Matt.
G'day, Matt.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. Looking forward to this.
Thanks for coming on, mate. It's awesome. Good to put a logo to the voice. I really appreciate you coming on, and so do the boys.
Thank you. I really do appreciate having me on, guys.
It's look, we've obviously got a few questions and that, but what we try and do is interview people that have a lot to do with footy. You've obviously got YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you've been doing it for quite a while. So. First question we sort of wanted to know is, how did you come up with the name?
Yeah, so funny story. So the Footy Couple was originally a podcast that me and my wife actually did back in 2023. So we're both big footy fans, and we didn't really see any couple podcasts that did AFL, so we thought we'd give it a go. We tried it at the start of the 2023 season, and after a couple of months, I think we both realised that it was a bit tough in terms of timing. She was at uni at this point and I was working quite a bit. So we kind of canned it, and we were going to actually delete the channel itself. But at this point in time, I was doing a couple of memes of some clubs, and my wife kind of convinced me, why don't you just keep the channel? Try a few videos, maybe some other memes of other clubs, see how you go with it. So I was doing that on TikTok for a little bit, and one thing led to another, was getting views, and I thought, this is really good. Might as well keep going with it, and it's still going since.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I've seen a few of your TikToks. They're actually quite good. That's where I know you from. I don't know you from YouTube or anything.
I'm sure most people are like that. They recognise it from the TikToks, really.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm a big TikTok boy. I'm not any of the other ones. But do you do your own edits? How do you come up with your edits and ideas?
So I normally use an app called CapCut. Might be quite familiar for you guys.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
they show through all these memes, and I guess I kind of try and decide from, I guess, what games I watch. Like, obviously, you've got to watch every game to be able to know what reactions are the best for each club. So I try and do one for each team per round. So I guess it's kind of the gauge of that, but also gauging social media. Like, I love reading, like, all the comments from each club of their own team. So that gives me a good gauge. I know, like, probably you, Moisty, as well with North Melbourne, you've probably seen their comments, and Taz last week with Carlton and all that kind of stuff, and you, Egi, as well with Collingwood. I just like reading that, and that gives me a good gauge of, like, I guess, what kind of meme I could probably go with. Sometimes they work, sometimes it doesn't, but that's pretty much the way I do it.
Well, you do a great job. One of so we've actually got someone that helps us with our social media because it's very time consuming, as you would know. Anyway, he may reach out because he wants to get a couple of ideas on how you actually put together some of your videos, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Get him to message me and we could definitely go from there.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Do you have a question, Egi? Sorry.
I do. I'm going to go with 3 of them here because I was watching a few of your videos over the weekend and I saw your Brownlow prediction was the Bond, your Rising Star was Dyson Sharp, and your Spoon was West Coast Eagles. So are they all still the same, or did you want to change any of them?
I'm still a firm believer of Bond winning the Brownlow. He's had a good start to the season, and I think I said in the videos, like, it's got to happen now. It has to happen. I feel like he's been robbed a couple of times over his career, so he's got to win one eventually, unless Dacos somehow pips him this year. But I'm still believing.
But now they're doing the stats too. I think it helps Bont a lot with the stats.
Yeah,
that's why I've got him winning it as well.
And with Petrarca going out injured.
Yeah, that's true too, because Petrarca started so well Gold Coast, but that hammy does not help him out at all. Yeah, I was happy with that. West Coast, I'm still kind of happy, even though they had a really good win on the weekend. But I'm still thinking, but then, Essendon could give them a run for their money from what it looks like. So who knows? I think it might be between those two teams. Might have to cut the Dyson Sharp one because I watched him a lot in under 18 level. Like, I love watching all those players go, and he looked like an absolute star. Like, I thought he would look good at Essendon, going to his boyhood club, getting some minutes there, but then he gets injured yesterday, so that doesn't really help. And really, Jagger Smith and Newland look amazing as players, so I feel like they might be above on that. So,
it's going to be hard to beat Jagger Smith.
Do you think that the development in Essendon might stifle some of these younger players in developing into, what their potential really is?
I could see that because I know they're like watching them play yesterday. They had their midfield actually doesn't look that bad. Like, you still got Merritt, you've got Caldwell, Durham. They're all good players. But obviously, I heard you guys talking about, obviously, Blackson's the ruck. I 100% agree he shouldn't be playing as a ruck. He should be a defender. But I feel like sometimes Brad Scott, coaching, I'm not sure if he's the right coach to develop these younger players, like Caddy and Kako. I know Kako didn't kick straight, but he looked dangerous every time he had the footy. He looked like he was going to do something. If he kicked straight, he could have easily kicked 4, and Caddy kicked 4. I just think they probably need they haven't got the right coach, I feel, to develop these players. They probably need.
I don't rate Brad Scott, and all my Essendon mates say, what do you think of him? And I wanted him to be gone at North 4 years before he was gone. I don't think he's the right coach for any AFL level team.
I was talking to my dad about this yesterday because he said the exact same thing as what you said, Moisty. He didn't think he was that good. Didn't think he was that good at North Melbourne either. So.
No, he got that prelim in the side that we thought should have won the flag. I think they should have won that flag. Okay. Better coach, I reckon, anyway. That's my opinion, anyway.
Do you think it's him as a coach, or do you think it's the coaches around him?
I reckon it's him himself. I think his style I don't think it works for the team he's got. I think they just need maybe it's a youthful coach they need. Maybe someone who's been an assistant coach like your McRae's or your Adam Kingsley's, or even now like Uze or McWalter kind of thing, or Josh Carfer now, like someone a bit more youthful that can bring something in, can galvanise the Essendon team. So maybe something like that might help them. I just definitely agree that Brad Scott's not the answer.
Yeah, because they're young kids as well. Like, they probably need a development coach rather than Brad Scott was never the young developer coach.
Yeah, because he was never like that at North Melbourne either, because he always had an established team as well. I agree with you there.
Just breaking news, the AFL has conceded there's been time error. Also, welcome, Glenn. So the league is set to launch a review after the game time was lost for the Saints-Giants thriller. We forgot to mention that when we did our review before.
Yeah, the 30 seconds.
That's just some breaking news there for everyone. Matt, what's your thoughts on the rule changes this year? Is there, do you like all of them? Do you think you'd rather see none of them? What are your thoughts on it?
There's been a mixture for me on this one. Some of the rules are great. I've always been a big fan of the last disposal, the last touch rule. I think that's great. It just less stoppages, less complaining from the fans or even the players, knowing if it's deliberate or not between the arcs. And you've seen that probably the last first couple of rounds. It's been a pretty good inclusion. And no sub. I think we can all agree that being gone is the best thing.
Oh, I hate subs. Yep.
And so that's a good one. And I'm still not sure about the ruck engagement rule, about jumping in the line rule, because it still kind of confuses me, when the free kicks come about, you've gone over the line. But sometimes it's a bit of, I don't know, it's a bit black and white that.
And they've made a new rule with the knee too. That was never a rule, and now they've started pinging ruckmen for putting their knee too high.
I think they stopped pinging them. I didn't see any of those pulled up on the weekend, to be honest. I think they said they were looking at it, but they didn't go ahead with it.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, which is good, because we don't want it to be over officiated, and I think that's where we've really got to draw the line, because there have been some games that have been over officiated, but it's a fine line, and we know for a fact that finals footy, even though they say it's not, finals footy is umpired very differently to what home and away season is. Yeah. They tend to be allowed to get away with a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think the other one, I don't know if this is, I say it's a rule change. I think that they're being tougher on the stand rule, which I've noticed. And I noticed this in the Crows Bulldogs game when Butts, obviously he got his first goal because of the 50 metre due to, I think, they were very strict on that rule. And then I see it 5 minutes later, very similar thing happened and they didn't give it. So I guess for me, it's that consistency with the umpiring regarding the stand rule, because there's different interpretations of what they think is stricter than others.
Well, that comes back to the deliberate rule as well. That's why I was happy that changed, because it's clear and cut now. With that stand rule, one umpire could think it is, one couldn't. So it depends what end of the ground you're up.
And maybe that's where we need to get to. Maybe we need to get to a point where the rules are black and white and there is no grey area. So then it is a lot more clear. I don't know. But really basic question here, Matt. But what do you enjoy about footy?
It's good. It's a good question, because no one really asked me that question. I love all aspects about the footy. I think it's the speed of the game. I think it's just high scoring games you can get. I think it's good for everyone, every shape and size. You got your rucks, your midfielders, your forwards that kick goals. Your defenders that could just spoil it all out of the ground kind of thing. I think just everything about the game. You could take big marks, kick great goals. You can see big bone crunching tackles. I think our sport is just very rare compared to everything else around the world. You could be, as I said, any shape and size, you could be good at the sport. And I think
very athletic and very different. And one I can't believe we forgot, your premiership. Mate, who you got winning the flag this year?
Oh, this is a really tough one, because I originally at the start of the year, I had Brisbane would go the three-peat, but I'm not convinced of them. I just think this year is one of the years where I think there's 4 or 5 teams that could win it straight away. Out of the bat, you've got Brisbane, the Bulldogs look amazing to start with. And I know Geelong didn't start great, but they could still be pretty good. Gold Coast look even better. And even the Crows, I know they lost the other night, but they still they could be a good side as well. There's a lot there. Even Sydney, Freo, you could argue. There's a lot there. There's no real clear-cut favourites compared to, I guess, all the other years. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I think there's...
No, I do. I reckon there's a genuine 5 or 6 teams that can win it.
Yeah.
I think Gold Coast has nearly been handed it, though. They've got a lot of priority.
Very good draw. Very good draw.
If they win, they'll say, why'd we give them so much? But if they don't, they need some more.
I think at the moment, because we are so early in the season, we've seen it in years go by, teams can start, 5, 6, 7 and zip, and then fall away, or they have a lull. So every team that starts off really strong will have a period where they won't play as well, and they'll lose a few games. It genuinely happens every year. As long as they can do that before they hit finals, then they're going to hit it with a bit of form. But if they have that lull leading into finals, and we saw it with Collingwood a couple of years ago, that's where it can actually impact them, and they can go out and pretty quickly.
Yep. But yeah, like Brisbane, I think back in 2024 they lost their first 5 and they come home and won it. And then last year I think they lost their first 4 out of 7. So
yeah, exactly.
So they can always start slow but come home quick.
Absolutely. Look, Matt, really appreciate you coming on, mate. Do you have any other questions for us before we let you go?
No. I think that was my main question. Who you guys think will win the flag? Who do you guys have for the wooden spoon?
I had Melbourne.
I had Melbourne as well.
Yeah.
Who'd you have, Todd?
I had West Coast. Yeah.
West Coast, yeah. But
I'm thinking Essendon now, though. I can't see it play that bad. And
not going to lie, watching them yesterday, I don't blame all these experts now saying finishing bottom, and you guys saying the same thing. They just looked absolutely woeful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good. I don't know if you've seen my little name down here underneath my but I don't think it's too hard at the moment.
No, I wouldn't think so. I think you'd do probably a better job than what he's been doing at the moment.
Yeah, bloody oath, mate. But look, again, thank you so much for jumping on. We've really appreciated your time and love your content. So keep putting it out there. And for those in chat who haven't followed the Footy Couple yet, they're on just about all your socials. Just follow the links in the description below.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
See you, mate.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Then we're moving in. That was awesome. We're moving into not our tips this week. We're going to let her know what teams we're going to be focusing on this week. But before we get into that, the buys are the Suns, the Western Bulldogs, the Hawks, and Sydney Swans are all out this week, which are
4 great teams to watch.
Yeah, I know, all premiership contenders.
It's an absolute, what games have we got this week? I think I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's probably 4 good games this week, so maybe it's all right.
Yeah. But yeah, my game this week will be Essendon and North on Saturday night.
Good luck. Snooze fest.
No, it won't be a snooze fest. It'll be an absolute bloodbath, I'm hoping. If we lose to Essendon, I'll tell you what, the Gold Coast jersey's coming out. If we lose to Essendon this week, North Melbourne's gone.
Surely you won't lose to Essendon.
And Matt Rao, I've already got a Matt Rao jersey, as you boys are well aware, my favourite player. So if we lose to Essendon this week, we're out.
In saying that, Essendon are going to come out on the bounce like West Coast did because they got embarrassed this weekend. So
but North got embarrassed too.
This is true. This is true. Hey, we might be sitting here in 6 weeks.
Geelong Adelaide on Thursday night. I think that's nearly going to be the game of the round.
We might be sitting here in 6 weeks' time going, oh my God, Eagles have won 3 of their 6 games. Maybe it wasn't that bad for North.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. It changes it completely. You don't know. And I'll be looking at the Pies and the Giants game Friday night, which I'm actually pretty excited for. There's no Buckley and no Sam Taylor for Giants, and Pies have no forwards, so it's going to be interesting.
They have no forwards, but it does
long and hope.
It does look like that Darcy Moore and Jeremy Howe trained well today, so they should be back in the side this week.
Huge.
That's been time for hamstring round to tweak off again. Touch wood. Just in time for happy round.
They are great inclusions for Collingwood if they can get up. And if they can get them in, I'd be nearly tipping Pies.
Yes.
Just quickly before we move on, I just want to let everyone know that we are running a marathon on the weekend. Well, a few Ks anyway, half quarter marathon. So Sunday for the run for the kids. Get down. It's a good cause. We're going to have our Black Dog singlets on. Yeah, so come down and follow us in. So, I'll go to that while we're there. Purchase a singlet online. Where's the code?
I'll get it up now.
There's a code up there somewhere,
you jumped the gun. I was expecting.
I jumped right, yeah, but I wanted to get it while it was fresh in my head. I forgot we had the run this Sunday, but this Sunday run starting from 6:30. You've got the code up there. Jump on, buy a singlet, make a donation because Egi will be shaving his head into a mullet once.
Yes, I will be.
250.
Yep.
And went live tonight. We have the Sober 26 T-shirts available as well in the store, so go check that out.
Yeah, amazing. So check out, if you're not keen on the singlets, check out a T-shirt, and I believe there'll be a hoodie coming up soon too.
Yes,
there will be, especially coming into winter. It's gonna be very warm, but we are doing this for a good cause. Black Dog Institute have helped many people that are struggling with mental illness, so it's definitely for a good cause.
Yes, it is.
All right. So we go.
Once you buy one, tag us on any post at any event in Australia wide, and we will match your donation too.
Absolutely. Now we'll go back a step here, Reggie, for you. And
thanks.
Well, you can see why I've missed it. We've got viewers' questions, and there's one question in there.
So I just want to. Sorry, Aggie, before you jump into it. So for those that are new to the show and watching, so welcome, Glenn and Jaron. You guys might watch a bit and haven't commented before, but welcome. Great to have you here. We are very unscripted, very raw, very filtered. What you see is what you get. So don't expect professionalism from us.
Yes, we do. We do have an agenda. Like we do have a schedule we try and stick to. But Moisey does seem to get us off the rail a few times.
Well, you should have put it as 6, not 5B. I'm like, well, 5B. Let's skip 5.
5B still comes before 6.
Yeah, but then we've got 5B and 7. There is no 6. We just skip over 6. What's 6?
You're dyslexic. What are you talking about?
All right, there's only one viewer's question this week. I only did one post this week, and it was because we had the guest on, so we're trying to cut a bit of time. But it was just, I think it was a bit of a funny one from my wife. She's put it out there, and she's like, "When are you getting Maggie?" So, for those who don't know, I'm a Mag Supply supporter, obviously, and I've always talked about when I get my dog, it'll be called Maggie. So I'm thinking she's getting a bit clucky. Instead of having a baby, she wants another puppy. So
wants another puppy.
This is her
number 3.
Yes, it'll be puppy number 3. Yes. So
3.
it's not happening. Haley, if you're watching, it's not happening. You've already got your 2 puppies.
3 puppies. That makes sense. 1 for Dad, 2 for the kids.
Yeah.
Who ends up looking after him?
Dad.
Yeah. 3 for Dad.
Well, actually, the puppies. I think my mummy's pretty good. She takes them on a 5K walk every day. So.
Oh, that's
nice
good.
And healthy. Yeah, she's
that's
good.
Really good. Anyone in chat? Are you guys going to be at the fun run this Sunday, doing the walk or the run? It'd be interesting to know.
Yes, it would be interesting to know.
We are running on time, boys.
We are.
After your silence, Moisty, and Moisty's controversial call, you've just slapped the ban on him.
We had to. But before we go into who am I, and this is where we're unscripted at times as well. I'm not sure. I don't think it was Glenn, but there was someone comment on our one of our posts about Hawthorn. And I just want to say I like Hawthorn for the record. I'm pretty sure you boys like Hawthorn as well.
I do. I do have a bit of a Woody for Guinea, even though he left the Magpies. But I think he's playing really well over there, and the chemistry between him and the Wizard Watson is pretty special to watch.
Yeah, electric footy team.
Absolutely. And the person who does our social medias, he follows Collingwood and hates every other team. So we try to get him a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Unbiased.
No,
yes.
I think it's great because I like a bit of controversy.
Yeah,
I like a bit of back and forth, and I think it gets good.
And I love scrolling through the comments on a Saturday night when everyone's pissed and they want to have a bit of a Barney.
It is good. It is actually entertaining. So keep the banter going. We're going to keep putting posts up that are going to hit a few nerves, but it's all in good fun.
Don't worry about it, North Melbourne. We're not going to get too controversial about North Melbourne because we're a bit sensitive over here, us North fans.
we're just trying to extend our reach to find a few more people to get back to the community.
Absolutely. All right, now we have our sponsored Who Am I segment. So Who Am I is proudly sponsored by MTS Elec. So they're your only stop for. Is that right? Yep. Your only stop for electrical installations and solutions. So from domestic to commercial and industrial to door automation, Nath has got you sorted. Is located in Melbourne give him a call on do I read that out? Yeah, 0400962113, or check out his socials in the link below.
Well, we've put the number down here, mate. If he wants advertising, he wants it.
Yes, he does.
Love it. All right. What happens here for those that are new to chat is we go through who am I. I give you 5 clues. They get progressively easier as we get to each clue. You have 10 seconds after each clue to submit your answer. So just comment your answer. You get unlimited guesses. Doesn't matter if you think of 3 names in a row, type the names in and hit enter. The winner will get a point, and whoever has the most points at the end of the season will actually win. There's no draws, but they will win in excess of $300 in prizes. So some of that will be cash, some of it will be merch. And from what I understand, and this is going from my recent conversation with Nath at MTS Elec, we're looking at $250 being cash, and the rest will be in merch. So definitely worth it come end of the season to get those grand final tickets, or maybe just to piss up.
Yes, 100%.
Mate, Sober 26, what are you advertising piss-ups for? Come on, mate.
For
Get
other
on board.
people, mate, we're
Get
doing
on
it.
board.
Now, I have to apologise for last week. The clue number 2 last week was incorrect. I'm a dickhead, and I own it. There you go. I apologise, guys. I've made sure all clues this week are correct.
I pre-screen these clues to make sure, because I picked him up last week on it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, get those fingers ready. Clue number 1. I wasn't always the main man early in my career, spending time developing before becoming the focal point of my team's forward line. So you get as many guesses as you want.
So spam them in the chat. I'm having a look at Instagram. There's no comments coming through on Instagram just yet. So if you're on Instagram, don't be scared to reach out.
Clue number 2. I built my reputation on my strong contested marking and accuracy in front of goal. Are you doing the timing, Lucy?
You said you had your clock up the top.
Yeah, no, I
It's going again, if you're on.
All right, clue number 3. I was consistently among the leading goal kickers during my peak years. Haven't seen any guesses come through yet. This is
No.
Question's too hard, mate.
All right, clue number 4. I played a key role in a premiership, forming part of a dominant forward line.
Good guess, Turtle. No, though. Mate, I didn't get this till the 5th clue, so I don't think many people are going to get it.
All right, clue number 5. Some would say I was traded to the Eagles for recycled paper as part of the Vizzy deal.
Oh, the Vizzy deal. Who knows about this? I have no idea.
So,
I don't.
Oh, you're close, Turtle. You are very close.
he wasn't part of that deal.
Carlton Blues just joined the chat in Instagram. I don't know if he'd be able to get the who am I that quickly.
Kennedy, George Speechley.
George. That's 2 in a row.
Georgie. No, it's the Zoe last week.
Oh, that's right. So,
But does tie up the leaderboard, Zoe and George.
love it. Well done, George. So that brings, Zoe and George up to 2 points each. Coming equal second, we've got Tiger Time, Michael Craig, and Brozza. Kennedy, damn, that's who I was thinking. Oh, love it. And that's it.
That's the wrap for this week. Oh,
Don't forget, as always, like the video, comment, subscribe on all the socials. Help us get towards the 600 subscribers so we can give away. Where's Egi on this thing? The St Kilda jersey there. We're trying to give it away. Desperately trying to give it away.
It's clogging up my wardrobe. Got all the signatures on it last year.
It's got Naz's. We got Naz's signature before St Kilda did. So just
And I've got the certificate of authenticity. Well, you can't see it, but authenticity right here. Right here.
It's a fake.
So get down. Also, don't forget to get down Sunday. Cheer us along as we make the journey
running a few Ks, and yeah.
Love it, guys. Thanks as always for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. And let's hope this weekend is an explosive round of footy.
Let's hope so. See you all.
Where we're at, TNT.
In the land of footy madness where the crowds collide, Taz, Todd, and Egi were ready for the ride. Taz rocks the blues with Crips in his heart. Viewers' questions coming now, that's just the start. Goals and speckies in the heat of the game. AFL glory, yeah, it's